All right, my minions. I know y'all enjoy more of the fitness operator security side of NemesisGroup than the motivational speaking stuff. And it was my grandboy that inspired me to do this video here. Now, grandboy being, I'm a field training officer. I train other police officers. And of course, I train security officers and investigators and like future recovery agents and stuff like that. So there's a police officer that I train. I call him my son. I'm very proud of the police officer that he has grown into. He's also on the SWAT team. He's an amazing person. I trained him. He trained someone else. That someone else is now my grandboy, who also just recently made the SWAT team. And again, very proud of what he's doing. Very proud. But he was looking up the N.T.O.A. PFQ, and a couple of my videos popped up. He didn't even know I had a channel, and so he pulled me to the side, was asking me, some tips and what he could do and stuff like that. Did I have any other videos? And of course, people always want, big five. If you ever gone into forgive my hair, I'm in the middle of getting it redone. But if you ever gone into on a website and checked out the PFQ, you know there's 5 categories that you're tested on, and then there's 3 minutes of rest in between. 5 and 3, 5 and 3. And most people will focus on the big 5. I need to improve on my running. I need to improve on carrying weight. I need to improve on my burpees and my squats and my pull-ups. But they never think about the recovery time in between. That recovery time is important. It's part of your cardio and part of your endurance. So the best way, and this is what inspired this video, on top of note, they change the PFQ almost every 6 months to a year. As a matter of fact, hold on one second. All right, my apologies for the pause. So, as you noticed on my last video, I need to kind of brush up on that. Back when I did it, there's some changes since then. So with pull-ups, mainly with the pull-ups, when you're doing pull-ups, there's no kippings not allowed. You can't do butterfly pull-ups or anything like that. So it's straight, full extension, full flexion pull-ups. You can still do whichever grip you want. The first 5 is straight without coming off, and then after that you can come off as what you want. And there's always bonus points and all of that. And those bonus points are good. So know your body type, know what you're good at and what you're not. I scored bonus points on squats and pull-ups. So that's what got me to 49. So you can get bonus points on each level. If you're a good runner, that 800 meter, that first event, 800 meters, and then that second event, 400 meters with all the gear and the mask. Maximize on that. If that's your body type, and you're that triathlon type person who can run all goddamn day, get them bonus points in that area. And if you're one of those freaks of nature that can do everything, I say that because I'm jealous. Then hey, God bless you, bless your heart. Nothing but praise. I wish you all the best. Do you? But yes, know your strengths, and that's the time to capitalize on the strengths. Knock those burpees out, knock those squats out, knock those pull-ups out if that's your area. If not, knock that run out. Get those bonus points in that area. But again, like I said, what people neglect is that 3-minute time in between, that 3-minute rest where you're trying to recover. Some people, yes, they can haul ass. It takes them 5+ minutes to recover. That's no good. That's not going to work. You want to be doing stuff in between. Don't mean focus on those 5 areas, those 5 events, but you want to be doing stuff as well to improve your endurance, improve your recovery time. Sprints is the perfect thing for that. So now you get the 3-minute, the 3-minute rest in between, but say you're recovered after 2 minutes. So now that extra minute is just a bonus. Now you're working on your recovery. Now all of a sudden you notice that you're recovered and ready to go in a minute and a half. But that extra minute and a half is just a bonus. Now you can just kind of get your mind right. Maybe do some stuff just to get the blood flowing so you're not stagnant. So then when that next event goes, boom, you can knock that shit right out. Recovery time. There's different times, different things you can do to improve, different sprint activities you can do to improve on your endurance and your recovery time. What I started out doing was, what's up, baby? Okay, that's my daughter. What I started out doing was I would map out about 4 to 5 mile run. And I would start out with sprints. I'd haul ass, just going. Boom, 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 boom. Going. Boom, boom, boom. Going. And then I would mark when I stopped. Mind you, I'm going until I am gassed. And then I will mark, basically do like a little landmark mile marker. I will mark where I stopped at. Okay. Then I will walk. Once I recovered, boom, I'm doing another bout. I'm going. I'm hauling ass as hard as I can. Hands is going. And then would stop. I'd mark that. I'd do that 5 times. After that 5th sprint, I will recover. Then the rest of the 4 or 5 miles. So wind's blowing. You knock my phone over, we're gonna fight. The next of the remainder of the 4 or 5 miles, I'm doing a jog light run. But it's not a walk though, but I'm just gonna do that the rest of the way. I would do that once a week. Once a week was a sprint day. I've noticed over time that now when I'm running, I'm surpassing my mile marker. So now I would measure, that would be my new one. So once I surpassed, you make improvements. Once I passed where I was, that mile marker I would take note of where my new one was. So I'm hauling ass, and then when I stop, now I would measure my new mile marker. I would recover, do it again, and I notice I'm passing that one. So now as you improve, you will mark each time you stop. Where you stop at. You're still doing 5, but you notice now you can sprint longer and recover faster. That's also I'm noticing. I'm recovering a lot faster as well. So I would have stop times. I would sprint, mark where I stopped at. Walk, I would recover, and then when I'm ready to sprint again, I would mark where I started at. Haul ass, stop, mark where I stopped at. So I would have a designated start marker and a designated stop marker. That way I can measure my improvements. Then that's when I'm noticing, okay, I'm sprinting longer, I'm recovering faster. I picked one day, it was 1 day a week, was a sprint day. Sprinting is brutal on your joints and everything else. It's hard impact. That's one way to do it. Another way, on the track. Better terrain as far as joints go. They've got that rubberish, material on the track. Sprint the straightaways. Rest on the curve. Do that for about 2 miles. Sprint the straightaway, rest on the curve, sprint the straightaway, rest on the curve. You'll notice that you're hauling ass on the straightaway, and you'll notice your recovery time as well. Now I'm about 3/4 of on the turn, and I'm fully recovered. I can actually start sprinting early. So do it. Sprint the remainder of that curve and the straightaway. Stop, rest on the curve. But then you'll notice you'll be able to split in half. You'll be able to sprint a straightaway and a curve and then rest. And then you'll kind of have to do the math in your head, splitting up the course. But you could do that way as well. You could do that. You could do 1/4 mile sprints. Well, you're sprinting a 1/4 mile, rest a 1/4 mile. Do that for about 2 miles. Sprint a 1/4 mile, haul ass the entire 1/4, rest a 1/4 mile. You're walking. That's another way to do it. My buddy, Brother Vinny, this guy I work with, train with, good man. I still train with him. Great man. Love him to death. Great man. He did, track in high school, college, and all that. Special operations diver, retired. Yeah, great man. Anyways, the advice he gave me, and it works very well. Problem is, I overdid it, and he warned me. do it twice a week. I fucked around and was doing it 5 times a week and screwed myself. But it works. So you're doing it in timing. You're doing, start off with 30-second sprints. You're sprinting for 30 seconds, resting for 30 seconds, sprinting for 30 seconds, resting for 30 seconds. You'll do that 5 times, twice a week. Every 2 weeks, add 15 seconds. So in the next 2 weeks, now it's 45 seconds. I'm hauling ass for 45 seconds, resting for 45 seconds, hauling ass for 45 seconds, resting for 45 seconds. You'll notice you're improving as you go on. You'll get to a minute, then a minute 15, then a minute and a half, then so on and so forth as your body adjusts and as you improve. You can also you can modify that and increase your rest time a little bit. So basically you can, just depend on your situation. I like to run around my area and I like to run outside. So I start off sprinting for 30 seconds, stopping, then I would walk back to where I started and then sprint 30 seconds. So I would basically sprint 30 seconds. I would time it on my watch, but I would also mark those landmarks. So where I stopped at, okay, this is 30 seconds. So that way I really don't have to actually be paying attention to it, but I'm also timing it. So I'm hauling ass 30 seconds, then I will walk back. Then I'm hauling ass for 30 seconds, then I will walk back. But I will make that mark. So again, as you go and go and go, you're getting tired. You're spending energy, you're getting tired. I'm sprinting down at the 30-second landmark, but noticing because I'm tired, it took me 35 seconds. That's fine. I'm keeping that distance. I'm just going to keep hauling ass to that distance. But then I noticed, okay, once I can make that 30-second marker, and this is when I was doing it 5 times a week, again, kind of screwing myself. But I'm measuring, I'm like, okay, I'm consistently making this marker in 30 seconds or less. Now I bump it at 15 seconds. So again, like, these are good plans. Again, just adjust it to, like anything else, adjust it to yourself, modify it to yourself, which to better and set yourself up for success. Make the most out of the work that you're doing. Everybody's different, so you might have to tweak it a little bit. But those are some of the things you can sprint-wise you can do to get that recovery time down. All of them work, all of them are effective. Figure out which one best works for you. Also, give it time. We always want results now. You gotta put in the work, and that work takes time. That's just the reality of it. So, let me know what you think. I really appreciate and enjoy the PFQ. I think it's a good overall encompassing what an operator, no matter where you're at and what you do, baseline should be able to accomplish. So, and I like that it's constantly being reevaluated. It's not stagnant. It's okay, you know what? Let's get together, let's see it, let's think about the environment in which these people are operating in, the environment in which these people find themselves in, and let's modify it accordingly across the board. This is the base level where every operator, with your police, security, because you have some basically special operations, private security, that's in the thick of it. More so, you got some private security that's in the thick of it more so than police, more so than military. It depends on where you're at and it depends on the area. And then, like I said, the private sector is a lot more than what most people think it to be. It's more than the stereotypes. Can be, just depending on what you want to do. Anyways. So yes, I like the PFQ and what they're doing with it, and the fact that it doesn't get stagnant and they're constantly evaluating it. This changes at any time between every 6 months to a year. There's can be some kind of a modification. Go on the site, they now have, at least I didn't notice it before if it was always there, but they now have awards and stuff that people can give. They max out 50 points and all that. So, but anyways, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped. When I'm editing this, I'll try to put on the screen everything that I was talking about. But good times. I've been reevaluating many things. Mainly, I'm looking into sustainability in diet, sustainability in fitness, I'm anti-supplement and chemical substitutes for a reason, because it's just not sustainable. Don't look about sustainability. There's a lot of diets that just aren't sustainable. I personally don't want to do intermittent fasting anymore. So I'm looking more, again, at what is sustainable, what is realistic, and what is sustainable, realistic for the general public, just for general people, people in general. So more to come. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for being with me. Please like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. As always, comment down below. Be respectful. Always be respectful. Have a good one.